As we head into our third and final presidential debate, we are probably all going to go in there with our own expectations of how we expect our chosen candidate to perform. Look, what I want to see from President Obama is more like he performed last time. Actually, I expect him to go in there with a little more fight. You know what I mean? I don't expect him to be taking all of that confrontational Mitt Romney that we saw last week. I mean, look, is my opinion that debate or not, contest or not, you know, the office of a president should yield some display of respect. And I expect in this third and final display, or this third and final debate, that number one, we're not going to see we're going to see a lot less confrontational Mitt Romney, and if not, then I expect the president to step up and check that. Look, you know, like I said, whether you coming in here to take my job or not, you're going to show some respect to me. Right now, I'm still in the office, you know what I mean? But before we go into this thing, I just wanted to, I just wanted to highlight a few of the younger voters and some of those undecideds out there that, just bring them some of the facts that the Romney campaign has been kind of skewing over the last few weeks, last few months. And the first thing is that, and I just heard this one brought up again. I don't know if it was in the last debate. Mitt Romney was making reference to high gas prices. The President of the United States cannot control the cost of gas prices, whether they're up or down. Gas is like any other product on the open market. It's affected by the primary and basic business principle of supply and demand. I mean, think about this. Think about it like this. If the president could control the cost of gas, or have the oil companies reduce the cost of gas to say, let's just say, let's go back to pre-9/11 days. Let's just say $1 a gallon. Let's cap the gas at $1 a gallon. Well, why stop there? Why not do the same thing with housing costs or luxury cars? Be like, yo, instead of having houses that cost $1 million, all of the houses across the board is going to cost $5. All of the luxury cars, look, you want a BMW? It's going to cost you $2. You want a Mercedes-Benz? It's going to cost you $2. You want a Bentley? It's going to cost you $5. You know, why stop at capping the cost of the gas? Why not stop? Why not bring it all the way across different items that are on the open market, sold by the principles of supply and demand? Number two, President of the United States cannot create jobs. That is a fallacy that has been skewed all up and down this president. And I'm not just blaming Mitt Romney for it. You know, I remember going into the last presidential debate when President Obama was running for office. That was one of the things that was, we're going to create so many jobs. You're not going to create jobs. The government does not create jobs unless they're government jobs. The President of the United States cannot create jobs unless he's creating government jobs, unless he's expanding the military, or going to be spending more of the taxes, more of our taxes, more of our hard-earned money on funding foreign wars. The President of the United States cannot create jobs. Private sector jobs are created by private sector companies. Walmart, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts. Why am I thinking of all of these food places? Must be lunchtime for me. But anyway, similarly, just like we were talking about a few minutes ago, the cost of gas. President cannot control the high cost of food. Look, I'm just as upset that I got to go to McDonald's and spend close to $5 for a meal myself. Actually, that's a little more, $5 for a sandwich. But again, that's all created by the cost of food. I'm sorry. Forget McDonald's, because McDonald's is a food and service industry. I'm thinking of I'm talking about when you go to the grocery store and you want to buy those certain items, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions. Man, I must want a burger, don't I? No, when you go into your grocery store, that's not controlled by the President of the United States. That's all a matter of supply and demand, and that's also affected by climate changes. and not anybody that's sitting in the Oval Office can determine, okay, well, it's going to be a sunny day this year in Florida, so orange is going to be cheap. If you can control the weather, well, I ain't going to even go there. So while we're looking forward to this debate tonight on foreign affairs, what we should be listening for carefully from both parties, we want to determine, number one, where the president or Mitt Romney differ, or how they differ in resolving some of the threats from Iran, Al-Qaeda, and China. Now, see, while we have President Obama, and we know he's going to catch a lot of heat, a lot of flack over the Syria thing, which, quite honestly, I disagree with bringing Syria up as, like they said in the last week, bringing it up as scoring any kind of political points. Because look, it's just like if I'm going to talk about this incident that happened out in Wisconsin just the other day. The chief of police came out. He made a statement. Hey, look, this is what we know what happened. There was a guy. He went in there. He shot up some people, and right now there's 3 people in the hospital fighting for their lives. We're not going to release their names because it's an ongoing investigation. We're not going to release the names of the people who unfortunately lost their lives because we haven't notified their families yet. But this is the situation. We've had an incident where a guy came in. He did some things, and he's out on the loose. We can't say anything else. We can't say anything else about it because it's an ongoing investigation. That's with any investigation. That's even with the Syria attack. We can come out. We can let the public know that there was an attack in Syria. Several of our people were murdered, and while we're gathering all of the information, we want to keep it hush because we don't want the people that we're looking for knowing that we on their tail. If we let them know that we on their tail, yeah, we know who did it. We just got to find out where they hiding. Well, then they just gonna keep. If they know we know they did it, then what are you gonna do? What would you or I do if I knew that I picked up a candy bar off the shopping cart and I was caught on camera and my face is being plastered all over the news? I'm either going to turn myself in, which in this case is not likely that they're going to do that, or I'm going to, all right, well, I got to pick up and roll because, I know they're going to be coming after me in the next couple of minutes. So come on, that all we can say is what we've said on Syria so much, or so far. But I think that the biggest listening point should be heard from Mitt Romney. And let me tell you why I say that, because over the last 6 months, and that's just being, saying it lightly, but over the last at least 6 months, him and Paul Ryan have criticized the president horribly for his foreign policies and how they say how bad his foreign policies are and why we have such a negative standing over in foreign countries because of his policies. But while they're criticizing them, they have not offered up anything more than imposing sanctions, which is what the last 3 presidents have already done. George Bush was imposing sanctions on Iran. Bill Clinton was imposing sanctions on Iran, and now President Obama has imposed even more sanctions, what they call crippling sanctions on Iran. So if all you're saying is his foreign policy is weak, and I think we should impose sanctions, well, you don't have much to offer then. Oh, let's not forget, there was that memorable video that was put out by, I believe it was Mother Jones. This came out when they released there was the same time that they recorded that 47% remark. Mitt Romney sitting in a crowd with his high rolling cronies, and what he said is the best thing that we can do on foreign policies would be to kick the can down the road and hope for change. So basically, all of this talk that he's saying about President Obama and his foreign policies are horrible and need to be changed, and if he were brought in the office, when he's behind closed doors, he's telling the truth. The only thing that he can do on foreign policy is kick the can down the road and hope for change. Come on now, let's listen up for that, yo. We got to make sure we listening to see what plans that he would be imposing on those foreign threats. See, look, as I'm looking forward to tonight, I want to see how each of these candidates handle under pressure, and how poised they are and positioned they are to defend their current positions. See, it's important to know that the difference between talking the talk and walking the walk is a very thin line. See, well, we know that under the President Obama regime, there have been more targeted strikes against our enemies using robotic drones and strategic military actions, similar to the ones that were able to catch Saddam Hussein, as well as Osama bin Laden. But you know, there have been more under President Obama and this is in the last 4 years, than there were under the 8 years that President Bush was in office. What we don't know is how Mitt Romney plans to, number one, protect our interests, not only here in the physical and continental U.S., but our interests abroad, and eliminate those high targeted threats. So, remember, y'all got any questions? Y'all got any comments? Make sure y'all do. And also, like we've been doing all week long, we've been taking down our own poll, and we hope to release the stats a little. And we probably won't be releasing the stats until tomorrow, because we'll probably be getting more later on tonight. But we've been taking our own presidential poll, if you will, to see where the president stands versus where Mitt Romney stands at being elected. And you still got time to get your vote in. Like I said, we're going to be taking them up through the debates tonight. So hit us up on Facebook at Black Cat Studios. That's BLAQQAT Studios. Or you can hit us up on the chat panel. That's going to be a live chat panel. You're going to find that at www.qatcreations.com. Once you're at that website, you want to click on the microphone, which is the link right there in the middle of the screen, and that's going to take you to the live stream. And like I said, once you're there, you're gonna you'll find the chat panel on the left-hand side. You also have two more options there. You can either shoot us an email if you don't want your vote or your option displayed live. You can shoot us an email at blackcatstudios@hotmail.com. That's BLAQQAT Studios@hotmail.com. And finally, you can tweet us at Black Cat Creations. That's two words. BLAQQAT Creations. So we look forward to tonight's debate. We look forward to talking and chatting with y'all. We look forward to y'all emails, y'all calls, y'all Facebook updates. It's your boy DZ. We're going to get back to music right now.